Hello. We are live. This is awesome. Hello, everybody. My name is Bernadette Lonnie, and I am a member of the marketing team here at Stories Inc. Welcome to LinkedIn Lives. Today, we're going to be discussing employee storytelling for small and mid-sized companies. And for those that don't know Stories Inc., Stories is an employer brand and recruitment marketing agency and content studio. Since 2012, we've been uncovering powerful stories about employee experiences and bringing those stories to life through engaging content. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, senior content strategist, Anna Lippi. Hey, Anna.
Hello, I'm very excited to be back on yet another LinkedIn Live.
Yes, I'm also excited because we have both been on these lives, but never together. So this will be really fun for us to get to do this together. Okay, so start to get into it. Anna, do you mind just quickly introducing yourself to our audience, who you are, what you do, and why you are here to talk about employee storytelling for small and mid-sized companies today?
Absolutely, sure. So, as a senior content strategist, I am the main point of contact for our clients, helping bring their company culture to life. And so, this includes owning all coordination and logistics of scheduling and prepping our employee participants, who we call storytellers. And then the role also includes conducting the actual interviews, uncovering their awesome stories that really demonstrate the company culture of their organization, and then delivering that employee story content. So across videos, blogs, graphics, to really support the client's specific organizational storytelling goals.
Awesome. Yeah, so you got the full life cycle there.
Yeah, it's true. And over the course of my 5 years at Stories, I've really gotten to work with companies of all sizes, all industries around the world. And while I love learning about all of their company cultures, there's something really special and unique about uncovering stories for small companies, which is why I'm really excited today to dive into this topic.
Yes, no, I totally agree. And I think we're also a little bit biased because Stories Inc. is a small company. So I feel like it's also near and dear to our hearts. Cool. So I know we have some really great tips and examples lined up for today. Are you ready to jump into it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, awesome. So first I'm going to kind of set the scene for us a little bit. So you have your big organizations, so the Googles, Cisco's, Microsofts of the world that have that really great brand awareness. They're sponsoring the Super Bowl, robust talent teams. They have millions of LinkedIn page followers. I looked that up. They do, which is so crazy. Talent community subscribers, all of that stuff. To small organizations competing for top talent, this can feel very daunting. So if you could talk to whoever's running talent in your organization for a small, mid-sized business, what would you tell them in terms of attracting and converting the talent that they need?
Yeah, it's a great point. It can be intimidating for sure. And I think it's important to keep in mind that whether you're hiring one or 10,000 people annually, every candidate is a real person evaluating you as their future workplace. And so they're trying to understand the specific job as well as the overall company culture to see if it aligns with their goals and their values. And so, as a small and mid sized business, you need to make sure that it's easy for candidates to understand your company culture. So if they can really picture themselves working for you, it will be easier for them to decide if it's a good fit for them, and then they can opt in or not.
I think that's such a good point. And just like remembering that it's one person making this decision, I think
Yeah.
is a good mindset. So to kind of summarize what you said there, small and mid-sized companies, they need to brand their culture. So they need to be able to communicate their culture to candidates.
Exactly. And by kind of brand your culture, know that it doesn't need to be anything fancy. What we mean is you need to define and kind of understand what makes your company culture unique so that you can articulate it to candidates. And so I used to be a recruiter for a mid-sized company, and so I feel comfortable saying that there's a good chance that you're already doing this. Your recruiters are talking candidates through things like work-life balance, what that looks like at your company, or how team members are able to own their projects and drive business goals forward. And to brand your culture, it's taking these stories and talking points that are already resonating and creating some employer branding content pieces to make it available to all candidates and not just kind of through those one-on-one interviews.
Yeah, no, love that. It's a great point. So kind of on that topic, as we know, employee stories are the most effective way to communicate culture. So because they take those abstract culture concepts, some of the things that you just said there, like work-life balance or how you're able to drive your career forward, they take those abstract concepts and they ground them in real, tangible experiences. And so what that does is employee stories, they help build trust and then they're more memorable than just testimonials alone. So it really helps build that employer brand awareness that all of us are looking for.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. Now that we've kind of gone over the big high level stuff. Let's get into some examples. So we have 4 examples. We'll kind of call them employee storytelling strategies, but supported by an example of a small or mid-sized company that is doing this employee storytelling work to brand their culture. So our first strategy today is for small and mid-sized businesses to really pull back that curtain on your company's origin story and share how it came to be. So you can go at this from a lot of different angles. Maybe you want to spotlight your founders, or there's an interesting story behind your name, or there's a great story, or you're really passionate about the problem that you're solving. Whatever angle makes sense for your business and your story, just giving candidates this insight gets them excited about what you're doing, and it helps build that connection. So our first example is from a visual communication studio called 11 Pepper Studio. Anna, do you want to kind of set this video up while I pull it up? Because I know you manage this project.
Yeah, sure. So 11 Peppers is a visual communication studio out of Columbia, Maryland, and their co-founders are a husband and wife team, and they really intentionally built a caring, family-oriented culture that attracted candidates who love to work there. They said when I interviewed them that they wanted to create the type of workplace that people would want to work, and I think they did that. So you'll hear more about their company in this video that Bernadette's about to play.
Awesome.
It's funny because I personally never questioned the name of our company from the very beginning when Kristen was like, I think we're gonna name the company 11 Pepper Studios. I was like, great. And I never asked. I'm just like, sounds fantastic.
11 Peppers is a great name for us, and 11 is just about going above and beyond. We're 11 out of 10.
I appreciate the name 11 Peppers because it stands out. So it makes you kind of explain yourself, and it catches your eye, and I think that's reflected in our work.
The peppers came from us, actually. Brian, really, he's the gardener in the family. He grows a lot of hot peppers in our backyard, and I love the idea, the metaphor of a pepper, and just it comes in different shapes and sizes and colors and levels of heat and sweetness, and I feel like that's such a good metaphor for creative work because it's the same way. We love the branding of a pepper, and then the 11 is a personal number. It's actually Brian's birthday, it's the year we got married, it's my son's birthday, and so it's kind of was bringing something personal to our life and a fun creative metaphor and putting them together. So most people call us the Peppers.
Design is delicious.
Okay, I'll kind of pause it there, but I think that's a great kind of teaser into that video, which is so good. And I think it really shows the personality of the co-founders really comes alive there, and you kind of get a personal insight into them. And then also you get to see what the name means to the people who work there, which I think really goes a long way. So I love that video.
Yeah, same. Me too.
Okay, so our next employee storytelling strategy is to talk about that company culture compilation video. So all of us have seen these when you have the multiple storytellers giving insight into what it's like to work at your company all in one video. So this is really where you're going to bring your culture to life to candidates, and you kind of make that statement, that definition. You can really brand your culture and bring it to life in this video. So as someone who's created more than a few of these in their time, Anna, what makes for a really great company culture video?
Yeah, it's a great question. So first, making sure that you're using employee stories and not just testimonials, because as you said before, stories are the best way to really bring your culture to life. And then secondly, your culture video should sort of inspire a response. So your culture isn't a perfect fit for everyone, and that's actually a good thing. So your video should make the right candidates nod their head and get excited about learning more. And thirdly, making sure that the video has diversity in all senses of the word. So people in the video and the storyteller should kind of reflect the range of backgrounds, job areas, and tenures that exist within the organization.
I'm nodding my head along to what you're saying because it is great. But yes, so to highlight that point, we have an example from a small digital product studio called Super Formula. And Super Formula partnered with Stories Inc. right around when they were crossing the 50 employee mark. So it was kind of a good time for them to really capture their culture and be able to amplify it at scale for their candidates. So I'm going to share their culture video here.
Cool.
I got to Super Formula a little bit differently than most. I was previously hiring Super Formula for years, to help us build certain interesting digital experiential things. Over time, the opportunity came up to join them and I jumped in.
We'd like to find people who don't want to just come to work, they want to solve problems and be challenged. And so our values are around that. Live passionately, educate someone, work together, and be creative.
I found a community, really. I think there's a like-mindedness in pursuing ideas. It's given us, as individuals, the chance to touch brand new technologies with the biggest partners and names in the game.
Super Formula was the first company that I worked with where we did not have an office. We had everybody fully remote across the globe.
I would describe Super Formula's culture as relaxed and professional and inclusive. We span 14 countries and I think also 14 states. We meet every morning as a design team for 45 minutes, and it's not really a stand-up. It's more of just like, hey, good morning. Let's just chit-chat about what's going on. If you want to talk about work, we talk about work. It's a forum for that, but it doesn't have to be.
Our company.
Okay, I'll stop there. We'll be linking to all these examples in the comments.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, I really like that video, and I think it does a great job of kind of emphasizing the team there is like really passionate about the work and really wants to be challenged every day, and that gets the right candidate excited. And I think some really cool use of personal photos in that video also.
Yes, no, I love that. And I think it's worth noting that was filmed virtually. So
Yeah.
Stories Inc. has our virtual story sessions where we're able to capture people working from home or we're really working from anywhere. And so those personal videos are always really good additions there.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, in addition to, I feel like they really were kind of work forward almost at the beginning of that video where it's like the one person was inspired from being a partner and then they came on and then decided to work because they were so inspired by the work that they were doing. So I feel like kind of sharing that kind of story really speaks to the culture. Okay, awesome. So let's jump into employee storytelling strategy number 3. Okay, so our next one is we see a lot of small businesses highlighting key positions in their company. So if there's a specific role or team that you're always hiring for, like sales or engineering, employee stories help candidates understand how the role at your company compares to the dozens of other job descriptions they've read just that week.
Yeah.
So it really answers the question, why should I do this job here? And so our next example is from Interactions. So, and Anna, I know you also manage this project if you kind of want to tee it up.
Yeah, sure. Totally. So I did. So Interactions partnered with Stories to help them create photo and video content for their new career site. And in addition to creating kind of general cultural content, they wanted to highlight 2 high volume teams that they were hiring for. And so for them, it was sales and engineering.
Yes. Okay. And we're going to have the sales video here.
Oh.
We were in a room with a few managing directors, head of innovation, head of customer experience for a Fortune 500 kind of finance banking company. And we were playing some of our calls for them. And the head of innovation was like, I'm shocked. And we're like, expand on that. It's an interesting statement. And she's like, that is borderline unbelievable. I had no idea that stuff was out there. That call was pretty amazing.
I think we're positioned nicely in the marketplace. We have a great product. We have great customers.
It's really a good feeling to be able to sell technology that works and customers verify it and they love it and they're happy with their investment. It just makes life so easy when you get that kind of feedback and that level of satisfaction.
The people are fantastic. They're a really fun group of people to work with. Very.
Okay, I'll kind of pause it there. But that is, I think, such a great video. And I think as someone who has been in sales before, being able to see the different points that they were making from loving the product, it really works. You're getting really great feedback from clients. Like that's the kind of thing that salespeople would like move mountains for and want so badly. So I feel like that definitely kind of like lights a fire under a sales candidate.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'm biased, but I also love the video. And, I think it just shows kind of, so much of what you just said. Kind of what's unique about Interactions. So awesome. Cool.
Okay, so we made it to our last tip. So we're going to go back to our first example that we gave here from 11 Peppers, the visual communication studio. Anna, do you want to kind of share this final tip with our audience?
Sure. Yeah. So this last one is really around kind of showing how you support your people. And I think this is an area where small companies really can shine, because many small companies have that kind of personal, tight-knit feel throughout the organization. And one of the awesome things about smaller companies is that it's easier to be more flexible and agile. And with that can come really unique benefits and perks that can be harder to execute across a huge global company with team members around the world. So that's a benefit that I see from smaller companies.
Yes, totally. And we're going to have, another example from 11 Peppers here. This is a video about how the company surprised everyone for the 5-year anniversary. So I'm going to I have to share my screen for this one.
Yeah.
I remember the day when we all found out that the company was sending us to Disney World. It was a really special gift. It was a special day because we were in the office when we saw the email. And so everyone was like, wait, what's happening? Like, this is real? And it was very, very real. And so they packed all of us up and we all went to Disney World together. And it was a really, really great trip.
They offered to take our entire family, so I obviously we would never get that anywhere else. I think being family oriented, our company really looks out for that and wants our families to grow, and then us as a company can grow as a family as well. They're looking out for us. That was pretty cool.
They're just very generous. My second year with the company, we went on a Disney trip. Those are the kinds of things that you just don't see other companies doing that stick with you, and you just realize like how giving they are as owners of the company.
One that was really exciting was when we had the 5.
Okay, I'll stop it there.
Well, and any fuzziness was just from the YouTube playback. Yeah, cool. And I think this is one of the 5 culture videos that we made for 11 Peppers, and the family-oriented culture is just a huge part of who the company is. And this is just like one really cool example of that. So not many companies that I've heard of would do an anniversary celebration like this. And I think it says a lot about the co-founders, Kristen and Brian, and how they approach taking care of their team. It's pretty special.
Yeah, and definitely it shows that support and taking care. And it's like you said before, it's like that can look different in a lot of companies, but I think this really says a lot about 11 Peppers. Okay, we made it. Woohoo! So all in about 20 minutes and some change, we were able to go through 4 different employee storytelling tips for small and mid-sized companies. To quickly summarize it for you all here, tip number 1, share your company history and founding story to give candidates insight into who you are. 2, that company culture compilation video that highlights what makes your culture unique. Strategy number 3, highlight key positions and what makes them unique in the marketplace. So why should they do this job here? And then our final tip is to show how you support your people. And all of these are best executed when done through employee storytelling. Okay, so we did it. Anna, thank you so much for sharing your insights with us today. Where can everyone find you?
Absolutely. This was so fun. Thank you for including me. And anyone watching, please connect with me on LinkedIn here, or you can email me. It's anna@storiesincorporated.com. So please keep in touch.
Yes, and I'm Bernadette at storiesincorporated.com, and please connect with me on LinkedIn. Okay, Anna, high five, virtual high five. We did it. Okay, thanks everybody for joining. We'll see you next time.
Thanks everyone. This was fun.